welcome to a new book review. Ever wonder what it would be like if you were a dog for just a day? Yeah? Well, great news, because I have just the book for you. So stick around to find out what book that is. Hello, welcome to a new book review. This time's book is A Dog's Purpose by W.Bruce Cameron, and I can't wait to tell you all about this because it was an emotional journey and it was very interesting to read. So let's go. Woo! Hello again. So, as usual, I'll give you a bit of information about the writer, the content, the context, and my feelings when I compare them to the movie and everything in between. So let's go. W.Bruce Cameron was born in 1960. He's a screenwriter, a columnist, and obviously a writer who wrote this beautiful novel in 2010. So as usual, let me tell you about the context, even though it doesn't add a lot to the plot, but here we go. So let me start off by telling you about the origins of this story, which are very beautiful and heartwarming. So basically, at one point, Cameron had a friend who lost her dog. And to help her with her grieving process, he decided to tell her a set of stories that are about a dog that keeps on reincarnating and surviving a life after a life, right? So by the end of these stories, the friend became better and she actually thanked him for this. And a bonus part, she became his wife. So you see what happens when you're a puppy lover and a good storyteller? Ta-da! And thus Dog's Purpose was born. Now, as usual, let me tell you about the context of this story, even though it doesn't really change much, but it happens in the 1960s and it's about a boy who's called Ethan and a dog called Bailey. Now, let me tell you about a thing that might be a spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler because that's not the important part. From the original story, it kept this element, the reincarnation part. So, in this novel, Dog's Purpose, the dog keeps on surviving and living. But why is it doing this? Because it's trying to find, wait for it, its purpose. The dog is trying to find its purpose in life, so existential questions, existential remarks and feedback, and it's trying to find its place in the world. Yes, very interesting, I know. Now, through all of that, there are things that happen that make the dog restart, to say the least, if you know what I mean. After that, it tries to find its purpose in life. Now, the longest period of a dog life would be between Bailey and Ethan because that's where the strongest bond was made. And that's the most focused part in the story. Now, I'm not spoiling you, I swear, because important thing is not the reincarnation part, but what happens in these journeys and these adventures, because it's a very peculiar thing to see a dog that is trying to find its place in the world. But it's even more interesting when this dog starts to notice people and their behavior in a way that we don't usually do. And that's how this story gets its peculiarity, its singularity. Because it tells us about human beings without actually being human beings, but from a perspective of a dog. And it studies the human relations in a way that we have not explored before. Now, let me tell you that at the beginning, I did have a bit of a problem with that because there was a lot of sniffing and snuggling going on, and I couldn't handle that at the beginning because it was new and it was weird for me at the beginning. But then I got used to it, and then I started getting to the part where we talked about also humans and our dynamics with dogs and our dynamics with other people, and that's where the juicy part is. And trust me, if you are a dog lover, if you're a dog owner, you'll fall in love with your dog even more after reading this book. And you start to notice that the things they do, sure, they may not mean what you think they mean, but you'll start to perceive them that way, and just like the book, and it will make you feel closer to them and more attached to them. That's what happened to me because I started noticing my dog and I started noticing things she does for me and the way she behaves when I'm around or things like that. It's really cute. And if you are not a dog lover, I kind of guarantee that you will fall in love with dogs. So the movie was released in 2017. It starred a lot of great actors, just like KJ Apa, who was playing Ethan. And it was a good movie, but it wasn't as intense as the book for me, to be truthful. Sure, it's a family, cuddly, woozy kind of movie, and it's great to watch if you hadn't read the book, I guess. Because once you read the book, you can't go back. Honestly, the book had me in kind of goosebumps and tears in the middle of the train, trying to hold my tears from falling. And I really appreciated the book more than the movie, but it's good also to watch it. So that was my review for the book. I hope you read it. It's such a journey, and if you have experiences with your first dog, or you planning on getting it, or you had a dog that went away to puppy land, please share your experience with me because I would really love to hear about that. See you in another book review. What? What are you saying? Huh? Giza? 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 Hi! Give me... Atin lob. Atin lob. Atin loba. Tini loba. Tini loba. Thank you! Are you ready? Are you ready? And go! Arr.